Namaste. Good morning and welcome. We'll start this practice, Pancha Kosha meditation, inspiration from the Taittiriya Upanishad, on uncovering the extraneous layers of our being to recognize the core being and recapture our pristine nature. So we'll start with a prayer, opening our hearts. The heart means an integrated mind where our emotions and our intellect are reverberating together. And prayer is an excellent way to reduce that pressure of individuality, open that space up so we can properly reflect and access this core. So I invite you to join me. We'll chant Om 3 times, feeling our togetherness, and ask for guidance and grace. So taking a deep breath in, we'll begin the chant. Om. 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 Om Sahana Bhavatu, Sahanau Bhunaktu, Sahaviryan Karavavahai, Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Ekadantaya Vidhamahe, Vakrutundaya Dhimi, Tanno Dantif Prachodayat. Om Shri Mahaganapataye Namaha. Om Satchidanandarupaya Vishwatpatyadihetave Tapatriya Vinashaya Shri Krishnaya Vayam Namaha. Shri Krishnaya Vayam Namaha. Dhyanamoolam Gururmurti Pujamoolam Gurudpadam Mantramoolam Gururvakyam Mokshamoolam Gurukripa. Mokshamoolam Guru Kripa. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. In this space that we create together, may we feel protected and nourished, that we're in a loving harmony and resonance with one another, and that what we practice also elevates ourselves to express that love and light in the world. We also welcome the presence of Ganapati, the one who presides over the course of the individual Gana or soul. And lastly, we welcome the presence of Guru, Sri Krishna, the one who has the capacity to strip the suffering away from our heart and help us express that light and love in everyday interaction. A living example. Peace be, peace be, peace be. Hari Om. So our meditation this morning is inspired by this very ancient scripture, Taittiriya Upanishad, where the rishi saw that there were 5 basic layers of our personality that are covering us from enjoying that personhood, our natural state, our being. So it's a very positive and hopeful message that our core being or person, the Purusha, is ever pure, ever joyful, everlasting. Ever is the key word there, a continuous thread uniting all of our experiences. But we miss that in hearing through the world and our own body, mind, and ego. So this is a unique way of reflection. In some of the previous practices, we've been doing what's called upasana, where we take up an inspiring theme, a subtle object, and let our minds alight with that and connect with it. Here, what we're practicing is watching, technically known as Sakshi Bhavanam, learning how to watch And then when we watch too, that we don't get caught up in what we see, we also detach. And then as a result of that, we transcend. We discover, oh, there's such a deeper dimension to who I am. So watching, detaching, and transcending. And what's the benefit of that is that we can be that light, that pure presence, and let that in here through our life and actions, giving us a kind of reservoir of energy where we can invoke whatever we need, whether that be good health or better relationships or tolerance. So I'll guide us through this step by step, taking help from what the scripture says, and we'll enjoy a kind of more relaxed disposition where we sit back and really learn how to have fine tuning when it comes to watching. And as a result of that, we get a new knowledge based upon what we see or what we observe. In yoga, this is called viveka khyati. Most of the time, our knowledge is about what we pick up with our senses. Some touch I feel or some sound I hear. Here, the knowledge, khyati, is interesting because it's born of viveka, of a keen watching or insight with reference to who I am. So, kind of self referential knowledge, which makes it all the more exciting because we love ourselves. So, without further ado, let's get to it. First, by doing a few warm up exercises and getting the body ready for its asana, a steady and comfortable seat. So I'm going to start with my head and neck. We've practiced this before together, but I'll guide us step by step, taking the chin to the chest. And I'll press the chin in firmly. And as I do that, I already start to notice my breath deepening a bit, letting that awareness come to the sphere of the body. I'll release that gently up to notice the stack of head, neck, and chest, and then really enjoy letting the weight of the head fall back. The chin lifts and the throat opens. I draw the head back to find the stack and then tuck in again. Find the stack, let the weight of the head fall back. Very nice to breathe into that throat space and open up your voice, warming up the vocal cords, the facial muscles, getting the blood flowing. Then once you find center, I'll take a twist all the way to the right, eyes guiding the facial muscles guiding the whole neck, twisting to the right. I pause there for a breath or so before recentering and twisting to the left. And then recentering. Then from side to side, right ear to right shoulder, opening up that space behind the ear, stretching the whole neck, recentering, left ear to the left shoulder, finding center. And then we'll also tuck the chin in again and then rotate the head very slowly in a circle, up and around, 3 times in each direction. Smoothing out all those stuck places and calcified tissue, creating more fluidity, better circulation. Make sure to reverse in the opposite direction and take your time with this. There being no rush in the practice of meditation or living an awareful life. and leading back up. We'll connect our breath and movement here, taking a few breaths. When we inhale, we'll raise our shoulders up, expanding the belly and chest, rocking them back, and letting the breath slide down the front as we exhale. Shoulders release down. Try that a few times. Inhale, lift up, breathe in with a smile, and then exhale and release. Inhale, lift up, kind of rocking and pulling those shoulder blades together for a bit, and then letting them sink back down as you breathe out. We're going to take our right arm out all the way. You can make a soft fist here, and you're going to support your elbow and pull the fist forward through the air, just extending the arm out, really stretching and lengthening the arm. Keep your elbow straight and pull back, kind of exercising that subtle muscle group around the shoulder. Just pulling back, keeping your arm straight. Do that a few times. Reach forward, lengthening the arm, then draw it back as you pull the shoulder back, kind of releasing this forward tendency that we have in a very modern culture of using devices. Very beneficial. And relax that down and switch sides. Just making a soft fist, supporting your elbow. You want to keep your elbow straight here. Draw it forward. So you're moving through the space and then draw it back. Keeping that arm straight, you're just exercising this group back here. Feels so good. All this makes the body feel like a lot more comfortable vessel to go within and also express our Dharma outside. Then relax that. Now we'll lift both arms up together, stretching both together. I interlace my fingers and let those fingers expand as the palms face up. Really lengthen here. Take a few breaths in your belly. Dadaka Mudra, this is called. If you can, we'll also practice that Jalandhara Bandha, tucking the chin, and then drawing the hands behind the head. I take a breath in as I release the hands up and relax the chin parallel to the earth. Breathe out as both arms come down. I also like to kind of accentuate pulling the fingertips down. We'll take a gentle spinal twist here. Left hand on the right knee. Reach up through the right. Here I'm finding some support on my chair. It may be on the mat for you. And then exhale, keeping your length, twisting to the right. Giving a nice internal massage to those purification organs. Just bringing that pressure or touch there brings the fresh supply of blood there, creates a better flow and circulation, meaning better efficiency in our digestive capacity and our assimilation ability. Switching sides, right hand on the left knee. Reach up as you breathe in. Breathe out as you twist. Inhale to recenter. Then lastly, what we'll do is we'll make some final adjustments, making sure we have a maximum base and a nice stack. You can feel the body as a kind of instrument where the space at the center of the forehead, your heart, and your navel are all kept underside and resting on top of each other. Then we'll also take our heels up off the floor. So just the tips of the toes are touching, and we'll slowly lower the heels back down. Do that twice more. Slowly lift your heels up kind of stretching that calf muscle, getting the blood flowing and circulating through the feet. Lower them back down. It's amazing. These simple exercises don't require uh, any extra exertion or not that much time, and don't require a lot of flexibility either, but they go a long way in letting the body maintain its natural harmony and rhythm. Lastly, adopt that mudra that's useful for you, comfortable for you. Could be just the hands crossed in the lap, or maybe you take jnana mudra with the index and thumb touching. However, you can comfortably keep your hands on the knees or lap rested, body upright in the length dimension, shoulders relaxed, and a feeling of presence on either side, the width dimension. And you're neither forward or back. You feel centered. And in this state, gently begin to close the eyes. You have a commitment to be alert and also curious with reference to the experiences that you have on all these koshas or levels of our personality. But you're a yogi, you're a meditator because you can blend that alertness with a deep sense of rest. So let those eyes rest between the eyebrows, the Brahmandya. Enjoy this conscious rest. This is called sattvika rest, or yoga nidra. My whole body is getting nourishment and rest, but I don't slip into the darkness of tamas, of lethargy. Become aware of your whole body, head to toe, resting still. The feet are balanced on the floor or crossed on the mat. The hands have their mudra on the knees or lap. You feel that centering where the weight is underside, and your soft resting of attention at the eyebrow center stimulates that region conducive to reflection. This posture is most excellent for allowing the mind to ride the lines of Mother Shruti, to follow her subtle logic, and her way to communicate a deeper vision of ourself. Enjoy holding your body still. This body is the first and primary kosha, Annamaya. We can release ourselves from the pressure distraction and disturbance the mind sometimes can have with reverence of the body by holding it in our awareness. Looking into each part without becoming it. Pay special attention to the base of your body. You can imagine your body as a living tree, gaining your nourishment from a root system below. Let your mind hang at that space at the base of the body, tapping into the feeling of support. Stay with that for some time and notice how an incredible stillness washes over you. It becomes enjoyable to feel that stillness at the level of your physical body. Highlighting the connection between the earth below and the feet or base of your body. We'll let this healing power of attention also move throughout all the parts of our body, bringing them a greater sense of rest and support. Be aware of the right foot, then the left foot, then the whole right leg, leading up from the ankle all the way to the hip. Then the whole left leg, ankle to hip. Be aware of the back side of the body, the lower, mid, and upper back, bringing your attention to bear upon the whole back. Then the front side of your body, lower and upper abdomen, the whole region of the chest, and slightly above, clavicle region. Let that attention shine through the right arm, all the way from the right shoulder to the tips of your right fingers. Let your mind sweep through those spots, simply noticing. Then the left arm, left shoulder leading down to the left fingertips. Each part illumined. Then become aware of the neck and throat, leading up to the face, the chin and jaws, the lips and cheeks, the eyes and ears, the whole region of the forehead, and lastly, the top of the head. Bathe the whole body in awareness, from head to toe, from toe to head. This body is called Annamaya Kosha, and it's truly the most prominent and primary kosha, as all the subtle koshas are connected with the physical body. Annam means adyate achita bhutani, the body born of the food that we consume. Its subtle parts nourishing our mind and becoming the tissues to the flesh. It's called annam because we consume food to nourish the body, and one day the body also becomes food for the earth. The body is not only the eater, but also becomes the eaten. In the cycle of life. We can further tap into this practice of observing the body by also cultivating reverence for the earth. Annam, where this food principle is also called Jyeshtham, the most eldest and respected creature. Creature that supports all other Buddhas or beings. Take a moment to appreciate Mother Earth and how this body is nothing but a combination of earth and the other subtle elements which commingle with earth. The body no longer becomes a kosha or a sheath when I observe with love, when I watch the body without totally identifying and getting caught up with the sensation. So observe your body and appreciate that relationship between this small body and the larger body called Earth. The miracle is that, of course, body has physical pain, and there's a greater challenge involved as we grow into age. But also through observation and detachment, I can gracefully age. In fact, I manage the body because I'm something more, a deeper dimension to who I am. The body is observed and directed by you, meaning you are the observer, a presence. This first step is the most important. When one is committed to their nature as Satchidananda Atma, a lasting conscious presence that's one with the universe, and one softly releases this tendency to identify with the body. There's indescribable joy in that. Body is totally overwhelmed by that consciousness, but consciousness in no way affected. Feel your body held in your awareness. Just with this attitude, you can always be youthful and fresh mentally. I don't have to identify with my physical features, the height and shape of the body, the gain or loss of weight, the growth or loss of hair, the condition of the skin. You transcend all of these superficialities, but at the same time appreciate the beauty of the design. I accept what I have and I care for it the best I can and let it flow with the order. Body belonging to the order of this earth, and earth a manifestation of God. So you become totally relaxed. And a relaxed mind gains access to a deeper dimension, pranamaya. When the body is relaxed, you can really take a full deep breath. Take a moment to shift your attention to your breath, softly deepening by exhaling completely and letting that natural inflow initiate from the base of your body, expanding the belly as the diaphragm drops. Flow with the breath. Allowing the breath to be quiet, smooth, and elongated without strain. As I breathe in, I feel that expansion, but my shoulders remain relaxed. A soft lift at my crown and focused between the eyebrows. Breathing out, breathing in. One mother prana, the life force expressed as our breath, is the nourisher of all of our senses and the supplier of all of our energy and functioning of the physiology. According to the Upanishad, breathing is an act of joy, an expression of your divine nature. Pranamaya only becomes a kosha when we misidentify our natural resource of having a loving relationship with the breath and instead depend on outside sources for our energy. I say that I'm sleepy, tired, distracted, and disturbed. All these various states of our energy are also known to you, awared by you. You are asangaha, unattached, unaffected. There's a tremendous resource of energy available within. You only have to flow with your breath. You can also tap that resource by pausing between the breaths, practicing the kumbhaka. Try breathing out and holding the breath outside. Without strain, hold the breath outside, releasing all toxins and stress from the body. Breathe in and inspire your mind with that soft touch of breath leading through the eyebrow center. Pause and hold the breath there, rejuvenating yourself. Back and forth, breathe out and pause. Breathe in and pause. As a result of your steady asana and flowing with the breath, pranayama, body can feel feather light. Mind can feel relaxed and settled. As you hold that breath inside, focusing on those gaps, the flow of thought reduces. The pressure of that stream of thought releases. You can release the pause and gently come back to observing your breath, perhaps much deeper and fuller now. Again, regathering your attention to the eyebrow center. Observe the mind. As a yogi, we watch the mind in the Chitta, the mental space covering the whole region of the forehead. Subtler, more pervasive Kosha, other than the pranamaya, is manomaya, the landscape of our emotions, which bubble up as thoughts and our relationship to them. Manomaya is primarily thought and counter thought, sankalpa vikalpa, a mind in a state of fluctuation, which is useful for interacting in the world, but not so much for knowing ourselves, the witness of the thought, the illuminator and nourisher of the thought. Deeply feel yourself as a presence or witness observing the mind. You can notice the movement of the mind because you have that one point, ekagrata, a soft resting of attention between the eyebrows. I let the thoughts, emotions, my feelings arise. I see them held in my attention, but I don't grasp or try to control. Instead, I also let them go. I let things flow in my life. I'm finding that I can be at peace with what is. what is essentially being Ishvara. Therefore, I don't try to effort my way to know the truth, the Purusha or core of who I am. Instead, I relax and surrender, surrendering to that order. And this is when we move to the very deep level of who we are, called Vijnanamaya Kosha. That dimension of who you are, which has the capacity to leap and find meaning between the words, Shraddha, faith, your ability to feel this order, cause and effect, and how from a larger standpoint, everything has a place, rhythm. And you trust in yourself and trust in this universe, Satyam, truth. And that's possible because the heart of Vijnanamaya is your discipline. Yoga Atma. In the base of this cognitive person, your ability to identify with what you do, to control, to organize. This intelligence is rooted in the cosmic, Ishvara. Mahapucham Pratishtha. Feel that you're in the lap of the Divine Mother. My intelligence is just a small fraction of her intelligence. And when I reflect a little bit deeper, I feel that this ability to identify, this ability to become, to think and to speak and to act, the Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, the whole setup is given and non-separate from the giver. So you become a bhakta, a devotee, thinking of the Ishvara as you act, learning from the Ishvara as you receive feedback from the world. And as a result, you gain a greater, deeper, lasting pleasure. Various shades and hues. That conditioned pleasure is called Anandamaya Kosha. The very root of feeling like an embodied being. This message of hope that at your very core is bliss is something to continually reflect upon. The ananda that you are becomes a kosha, anandamaya kosha. When we mistake that desire for the other and the activities that follow that bring us various degrees of pleasure to be outside ourselves. The scripture wants us to see that that pleasure we experienced came from the heart, the releasing or resolution of my desire. When the mind became still, the truth revealed itself in that very heart. So the supreme viveka khyati is the recognition that that truth is me, non-separate from me and non-separate from the world. Shantam, Shivam, Advaitam. You can mentally say to yourself, I am supreme peace. I am supreme goodness. I am whole. Mentally let those words work on you. I am supreme peace, supreme goodness. I am whole, one without a second. Shantam, Shivam, Advaitam. I am that pure power of perception which notices the various degrees of pleasure, my cognitions, my thoughts and doubts, my energy and my body. I transcend them all. Stay with that knowing, that vidya, as you listen to the mantra. Om aham vrikshasya reriva keti prishtham gireriva urva pavitra vajaniva sumratamasmi dravina gumsavarchasam sumedhamritokshitaha iti trashankorvedanuvachanam. Om aham vrikshasya reriva keti prishtham gireriva urvapavitra vajaniva smritamasmi dravina gumsavarchasam sumedhamritokshataha iti trashankorvedanuvachanam. Om aham vrikshasya reriva keti prishtham gireriva urvapavitra vajaniva smritamasmi dravina gumsavarchasam sumedhamritokshitaha iti trishankurvedanuvachanam. Om aham vrikshasya reriva keti prishtham gireriva urvapavitro vajaniva smritamasmi dravina gumsavarchasam sumedhamritokshitaha iti trashankurvedanuvachanam. Om aham vrikshasya reriva keti prishtham gireriva urvapavitro vajaniva smritamasmi dravina gumsavarchasam sumedhamritokshitaha iti trashankurvedanuvachanam. When I deeply let my mind resolve into I am, aham, I feel that I am the root of the universe, that that light of awareness that I am extends beyond the peak of the highest mountain. I am high and bright like the sun, golden, glowing. free from any kind of commingling energies which can end up in disturbance and distraction and lethargy. I transcend the body and mind. I am intelligence itself. Sumedha amrato kshitaha. This state makes me feel like a child in total wonder. The wonder of where this variegated universe comes from. Because the universe is never away from that awareness I am. So I feel that all beings are my family. All the various creatures from a small bacteria to a gigantic mammal, to the rivers, trees, mountains, flora, fauna, to the sky and stars above. Aham vrikshasya riva, kirti prishtham gireriva, urva pavitro vajaniva sumratamasmi, dravinagum savarchasam, sumedha amritokshataha, iti trashankur vedana vachan. Feel yourself overwhelming and descending through Anandamaya, Vijnanamaya, Anomaya, Pranamaya, Annamaya. Back to observing your body and feeling the reverence for the earth. That feeling that the earth can be worshipped. That my mundane experiences of daily living are now something sacred and holy. Because where they are, there the Brahman is. The spirit is very much there in all of the matter. So my heart leaps with joy. I am home. Keeping the eyes closed, you can gently bring the hands to the heart. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha. Hari Om. When you're ready, very gently begin to open the eyes. The practice of meditation is complete.